This is a Vibrant Minds presentation. Welcome to Sit at the Table, hosted by Abdul Boyens. Episode 2.
Greetings. Today I want to focus on something that can be difficult to accept. Not every table deserves you. Sometimes the hardest thing to do isn't finding a seat. It's recognizing when you're sitting at the wrong table. Why we chase certain tables. Many of us spend years trying to gain acceptance from family members, friends, employers, organizations, and relationships. Here's a question for you. What table have you spent too much time trying to earn a seat at? The cost of sitting at the wrong table. Sometimes the wrong table can cost us peace, confidence, self-respect, time, and energy. Not every table is meant for you. Sometimes the greatest cost in life isn't being denied a seat. It's staying seated at the wrong one. When you're at the wrong table, you often don't notice the price right away. It starts small. You begin to question yourself. You become quieter. You stop sharing your ideas. And over time, the cost becomes greater. The wrong table can cost you your confidence. The wrong table can cost you your peace. You spend more time stressed than fulfilled. The wrong table can cost you your self-worth. You start measuring your value by how others treat you instead of how you see yourself. And perhaps the greatest cost of all is time. Yes, time. Time is the one thing that we can never get back. Years can pass while you're waiting for someone to appreciate you, to acknowledge you, to promote you, to love you, and accept you. Years spent proving, years spent convincing, years spent hoping. The hardest truth is that some tables benefit from your presence, but never truly value it. They'll gladly accept your work, your loyalty, your energy, your sacrifices. That's when you have to ask yourself, what's this table costing me? Is it helping me grow? Is it bringing me peace? Is it helping me become the person I am meant to be? Sometimes growth begins the moment you realize that staying has become more expensive than leaving because your peace has value. Your time has value. Your voice has value. And your life is too precious to spend it sitting where you are not appreciated. Recognizing when it's time to leave. Signs it may be time to leave. Your voice is constantly ignored. You don't feel respected. You can't be your authentic self. The relationship feels one-sided. You feel drained rather than inspired. Leaving isn't failure. Sometimes leaving is growth. Learning to sit alone. Many people stay at bad tables because they're afraid of being alone. But some of life's greatest growth happens in solitude. This is where healing happens, reflection happens, clarity happens, and your purpose becomes clearer. Here's another question for you. Are you afraid of being alone, or are you afraid of meeting yourself? Let's be honest. Sometimes We don't stay because the table is good for us. We stay because we're afraid of what happens if we leave. We're afraid of being alone. We're afraid of starting over. We're afraid of the silence. We're afraid of having to face ourselves. So we stay. We stay in a relationship that no longer brings us joy. We stay in friendships that have become one-sided. We stay in environments where we're tolerated rather than appreciated. Not because we're happy, but because the unknown feels scarier than the familiar. The truth is, many people would rather be uncomfortable with someone than comfortable by themselves. I want you to think about that. How many times have you held on to something simply because you didn't want to be alone? How many times have you accepted less than you deserved because having something felt better than nothing at all? But here's the reality. Being alone and being lonely are not the same thing. You can be surrounded by people and still feel lonely. You can be in a relationship and still feel disconnected. You can sit in a crowded table and still feel like nobody sees you. Sometimes the most loneliest place in the world is sitting next to someone who no longer understands you. And sometimes the most peaceful place in the world is sitting alone and finally understanding yourself. Solitude isn't punishment. Solitude is often where growth begins. It's where you learn who you are without other people's opinions. It's where you discover what you truly need. It's where you heal from the things you've been avoiding. It's where you stop defining yourself by who accepts you and start defining yourself by who you are. The challenge is that growth often requires a season of discomfort, a season where you're no longer who you were, but you're not yet who you are becoming. A season where the old table is behind you, but the new one hasn't appeared yet. Many people run from this season, but that season may be exactly where your transformation is waiting. Because sometimes life isn't asking you to find another table right away. Sometimes life is asking you to become comfortable sitting with yourself first. And when you finally learn to enjoy your own company, something powerful happens. You start to recognize your worth, and you realize that being alone for a season is far better than spending a lifetime sitting where you don't belong. Here's a reflection. I want you to think about the tables you're sitting at right now. Which one brings out the best in you? Which one requires you to shrink yourself? Sometimes the answer isn't getting a better seat. Sometimes the answer is getting up and walking away. Before we leave the table today, here's something to take with you. Not every closed door is a rejection. Sometimes life removes you from a place because your purpose has outgrown it. Go where your voice matters. Go where your presence is appreciated. Go where you can grow. And remember this, walking away from the wrong table is often the step towards finding the right one. Thank you for joining me on another episode of A Seat at the Table. And remember, everyone has a story. Everyone has a seat at the table. The table is set. All that's missing is your story.